What if I told you that every stressful event that ever happened to you and is happening to you right now, whatever stress that you're going through, is actually training you to handle stress in the future and make your life easier? Again, what if I told you that stress that you're experiencing right now is making your life easier? Now you might listen to that and be like, what the fuck? No. It's making it harder. It's making it harder. That thing clucking, the rooster doing its thing, is dragging my attention away from this video. Is it? Or is it challenging me to keep my focus on the idea of this video and communicating in this video while there's other stuff going on? You can look at things one way or another. You can get out of the gym and think, oh man, that was horrible. I feel so sore and tired after that workout. Or you can think, wow, I'm gonna be so strong and more able to handle pain in the gym because I just experienced it in that workout. A lot of people have trouble doing that or flipping their mindset on that when it comes to the daily stresses of life. Like, for example, if your life's really hard, you got a lot going on, your schedule, it's hard to communicate with your significant other or with your friends or with your family because everybody's emotional and you have trouble explaining things to them. You have trouble understanding them. Everybody's angry all the time, and you try to communicate one thing. You're walking on eggshells around the house. Nobody understands you. Sometimes I think about, people in my family who were like really angry when I was younger, and think like, oh man, I was scared as a kid being around them. But like in adulthood, sometimes I remind myself I can actually stay calm around angry people now because of that. That's one way of looking at it. You can look at bad experiences in your life as like something to play victim about and say like, this is a bad thing that happened, this sucks, oh, I'm so stressed, I have to cope with it. Let me get to the thing I wanted to talk about in this video of how most people manage stress. Most people manage stress. Maybe you're stressed from work or relationships. Normally, people try to escape or distract themselves. I know I'm guilty of this, like, watching YouTube videos, or if I'm stressed out, just going to watching television, trying to get my mind off of it, scrolling Instagram, or, watching inappropriate videos online to distract myself, or venting to a friend. But the problem with these things are that when you go and watch TV for an hour, you might distract yourself, but then guess what? The stress comes back after that, sometimes even worse than before, because now you've distracted yourself. You've tried to make yourself feel good by watching TV. So now you're like in this good mood that's only coming from the television. And then once the television turns off or goes away or you have to go to bed or whatever, the stress just comes back. Or every time you vent to a friend, it's like, and then you get stressed again and you're like, oh, I have to go vent to my friend again. You become reliant on it. And then your friend's just sitting there like, why are you venting to me so much? Fuck. Or like spiritual people, they'll be like, oh, I have to go do deep breathing or meditate. That can even be like, meditation's great for practicing being present in the moment and looking internally at yourself, but like using it as you can actually really use it as a distraction if you're not careful. You can like sitting there doing breathing exercises instead of facing the actual problem and facing the stress, it just distracts you temporarily. There was a study, I heard about a study, and this makes sense to me. The study showed that people who believe that stress is not a bad thing, that it's actually good, or they were indifferent about it, they lived longer. They had less, they were less likely to like die of a heart attack or something, or like something bad, whatever. Their health was better. And then people who thought that stress was a bad thing, they were more likely to, their health was more likely to decline from it. So it just shows like how important the way that you view stress is on your own health. Like, in a way to really understand this, what I'm saying is like, think about, like, if you're watching this, I just imagine you're like most people. Like, you're dealing with daily stresses. It probably is stressful, your life. Maybe you have work-related stress, relationship-related stress. There's a lot of emotion. People in your life just like really annoy you. Situations really annoy you. You're in a horrible situation. I guarantee you there's somebody in a worse situation, but they're more positive than you. Guaranteed. We live in a pretty easy life. It's 2023. Like, we live in a pretty easy world compared to how humans used to live and survive at any point in the past. Go back 50 years ago or before then, and look at the wars, look at the survival, look at the caveman days. I hate referencing the caveman days. It's kind of cliche and cringe, but like, still, I mean, humans have made it through way worse. And yeah, you could argue, you could sit there and argue like, oh yeah, our life's different though, technology, blah, blah, blah. It's not the reason that your life seems so stressful is because it's so easy nowadays. We live in homes. You were born on this planet. You were given shelter. You were given this, you were given that. If you're watching this on an iPhone, you have an iPhone. If you're watching this on a computer, you have a computer. Like, all these things were given to you. And then it's like, we're meant to have stress, so we create this stress for ourselves. And if you label it as a bad thing, of course it's going to seem bad. I'm cold right now. Like, some people are like, oh no, I can't be cold. Oh, it's winter in Michigan. It's January in Michigan. I'm not even wearing gloves. Probably kind of stupid, but whatever. My hands are cold. I'm kind of cold, but like, I'm cold. It's information. I am cold. So yeah, the wrapping up point here is like the finishing statement. What if you believed all the stressful situations in your life made you stronger? It's just a thought experiment.